Hello and welcome to Varsity Sports Now. How's everybody doing? I'm Jay Elson, joined as always by Jason and Dara, and it is championship football time. It's a week that everybody, all sports fans in North and South Dakota, look forward to each and every year. Now, we're going to take a look at each and every one of those matchups here over the next half hour. We're going to start in South Dakota with the big class, Class 11 AAA. First time that this championship in particular will be handed out under the new class system.
Both teams are stacked with talent. Should be a great game.
And, of course, these teams did meet already once this year, back on September 13th. Lincoln won that one, 35-28. And for more on this game, let's hear from the head coaches, Kip Nelson from Roosevelt and Aaron Beavers from Lincoln.
It's been a long time since we played them. I just know that they're undefeated. They're a very good football team. They showed it again tonight, handling O'Gorman. We have to play better. We have to continue to improve. We've got a week to get ready for them. Right now, they're at the top of the heap, and we're looking up at them.
It's a long process. This is in the making the last couple of years. These seniors, many of them played as sophomores for us. When we were a good football team, we made it to semifinals. Last year, we lost in the quarters to a very good football team in Roosevelt. And, we were back at work, the next day.
All right, Jason, we've heard from the coaches now. What do you think is the thing we really want to look out for in this matchup?
Well, the last time, as you mentioned, these two teams played, it was back on September 13th. These teams are so much different right now. That game, really, Lincoln had no trouble moving the ball down the field, just physically beating up the Riders. I think the Riders have sewed up a little bit of that defense where they're going to be able to control Lincoln a little bit. And on the other hand, you've got Connor Burchell for Lincoln, who had such a great season, has lifted the Patriots. He's not going to play in this game. Hurt his ACL last game in the semifinals. You feel awful for the kid.
Right.
But they still do have Caden Quintanilla. This is a guy who's run for 1,600 yards, 25 touchdowns on the year. He is definitely the best player in my mind in this game. But on the other side, you've got Taryn Christian, who's just heating up. 2 games in a row now has gone over 300 yards passing, and this is primarily a guy who can light it up running the ball, get 60, 70, 80-yard runs at a time. He's going to be a difference maker, and he's got some weapons that he didn't have earlier in the season. David Mulba has taken a while to warm up this season. Now that he has a couple games over 100 yards, he's got 8 touchdowns on the year. Wow. He's a new weapon on this team, so a lot to really compare and contrast to this first game, but it's going to be a lot different. My pick is going to be, it's going to be a tie. They're going to they'll probably go to overtime. Let's put it that way. But I am going to take Roosevelt. Roosevelt just has impressed me in their improvement throughout this year, and without Connor Burchell, it's just going to be an uphill climb, and I got to go with the Riders.
I agree. I think the Riders get this one. I think Burchell being out certainly is a part of that, but I think even with him in there, I think Roosevelt has improved that much since the last time these two teams meet. I've seen a lot of things that I like over the last few weeks. All right, let's move into Class 11 AA now, Jason. This one is an all-ESD affair, Watertown and Pierre. And let's hear what the two head coaches have to say about this matchup.
Well, Pierre's obviously the favorite in the state. I mean, they've had a good run all year long. They've got a lot of weapons in the Christofferson kid, the Gray kid's a good quarterback, and they've got a lot of weapons, and they're a great football team. And obviously we're going to have to go back to the drawing board and look at what we need to do to take care of them.
Yeah, it means a lot to these guys. We've never had a state title in football. We've been known kind of as a basketball town, and these guys, it's a team effort. They don't care who catches the passes. They don't care who's running the ball. They care about is the victory at the end of the night.
All right, this, of course, a rematch, Jason, from the first week of the regular season. Pierre took a 35-24 decision in Watertown, but as we hear from Wade LaRoche from the Pierre Capital Journal, none of that matters now.
Well, Jason Popping has actually said they're kind of throwing that game out the window because both teams, he feels, have improved so much. The offensive line for Pierre has played a lot better as of late, and they've really established the running game with Ethan Case being inserted into the starting lineup. Watertown's obviously going to try to establish Shea Bratland and the power running game because that not only gains yardage for them, but sustained drives can keep Pierre's offense off the field.
Well, it'll be an interesting battle, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It was earlier in the season. I had a chance to watch them the first time they played, and Watertown scored first in that game. But overall this year, Pierre has outscored their opponents 120-20 in the first quarter, according to Wade LaRoche. And I'll tell you what, if they get out on the board early in a dome game, that's going to be it for the Arrows. They have a great power running game, but inside the dome, I think Alexander Gray, Garrett Pokup, and Austin Christopherson could go crazy. I think Pierre wins this one.
I agree. I like Pierre in this game as well. And I think you look back to the Yankton game, the loss during the regular season is maybe the turning point, maybe the wake-up call, if you will, for this Pierre team. Because since then, what have they done? They've gone on, beaten Brandon Valley, kind of rolled through the playoffs.
Yeah.
And really kind of hit their stride on both sides of the football. All right, well, stay tuned. We've got plenty more to come. When we come back, we're going to talk about the other 11-man championship matchups from here in South Dakota. That's next on Varsity Sports Now.
Varsity Sports Now, presented by Shields.